What's up, guys? It's Jeremy with Jeremy Lou Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're doing a little critique for my friend Charles Moss, who is a photographer at Hatch, and I decided instead of just do a regular critique for him, I would actually film it, throw it on YouTube for you guys, and that way you guys can see what I'm kind of looking at when I'm critiquing these images and what we're kind of doing. So he sent this via Dropbox, and we're going to critique these right now. How's everybody doing today? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I haven't actually recorded in the office in quite a while, so I'm excited to do this for you guys. But also, I'm just excited to be able to get the opportunity to critique others' works, just to kind of show a better example of what I see and maybe what they don't see or you guys don't see. So as I'm critiquing these, if you guys see anything that I missed, go and comment below and let me know. Before we get started, if you guys would please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up if the video helps you out in any way. And of course, click that bell for notifications. And I will try my best to look at you guys every once in a while, even though my screen's over here, and talk through this at the same time. So let's get started. So Charles sent me, I want to say 8 images here. And I have this on Dropbox. Yeah, here we go. He sent me 40 images. Oh, he sent me 40 images. So what we're gonna do is, you know what? Before I do this, let me make sure. And I might have to edit it. All right, I'm gonna make sure there's no. 2 of 40, 4 of 40. I think there's like 8 images. So he did 40. He only sent me. He just kept the file number the same. Okay. So I want to make sure there's no inappropriate images here, and I don't think he would send me that, but that's all right. Side note, Sam here is my old assistant for weddings, so I know her very well. I know her look, I know her style, and this was kind of playful with some different lighting that Charles did, and so I'm excited to see it. Let's get started. All right, so here's the first one, guys. I love this. Charles, I'm going to be talking to you this whole time. So I love this. I love that stripe light that you have going out kind of right here. I think it's just unique and cool. The first thing I see off the bat, though, is I would like some editing on this skin here a little bit to kind of clean up these little areas right here, if you can kind of see, where we kind of just see these little things. And it's not that she has bad skin. It's not that we don't want perfect skin, or not, it's not we don't need perfect skin all the time, but the goal is that my eye doesn't go to that. I want my eye to go where you want it to go. So I want you to tell me here, and I'm getting a little confused on where my eye is supposed to go. Am I supposed to be looking here? Am I supposed to be looking here? And if I'm supposed to be looking here or here, I need you to darken the other areas. That way I can know what exactly that I'm seeing. But I love this. The jewelry is a little bit out of focus for me, so I'm curious to know what settings you had on this to get it where part of it is in focus and part of it is not. And yeah, other than that, I love it. I would actually darken this side a little bit more if you could, because I can barely see it and I'd rather just not see it at all. Super low key. All right. So ring light, I love this. I love the gobo, which is what you're shooting through. I don't know if this is I don't know if you put a bunch of feathers or something together to shoot through, but it actually looks amazing. It looks really cool. I like that I like her eyes lit, and we have some cool makeup being shot there. Again, I just want a little bit more editing here, maybe some frequency separation or even some skin smoothing in Lightroom. Just don't make it look fake, but just take my eye away from it a little bit. The only thing that's bothering me is right here. Normally I like things that go through, but it's actually framing the eye, and I don't know if I like that. I would have liked it maybe pulled closer to the subject. So it's like this rather than like right here. Does that make sense? Kind of it's a better angle. But overall, I like this. This might be my favorite one of the two. All right. So let's just get into it. There's some editing here that needs to happen. I love the play on this. I love that she's there, that she's laying down. But what I don't love is the angle of her neck. It's doing this. So when we naturally lay down, when we lay down, we're kind of like, all this happens, and it's not as sexy as we think it is. So what I always do when my client lays down is I immediately have them push their chin up and then look up on them. So you would have pulled back and shot down her eye a little bit. I'm assuming she's laying down, but as I'm looking at it, I'm not sure. Again, clean up the skin a little bit. Let's just say for all images, clean up the skin. I'm not going to mention again. And that's something that you're going to progress as you keep building your portfolio. Great. I'm curious to know what kind of lighting you use on this because it's super spotty, but I think it's super creative. I would have wished that the spotty light right here would hit here in the eyes because right now all I'm seeing is this area. And if that's what your intent was, then you got it going on right there. I would have actually added a little bit more contrast, and then there's these little details right here that I'm seeing that I'm not sure what this is, but I would clean that up a little bit. Add a little more contrast, so it makes it a little bit darker, and that way we can pull out these little wrinkles, these little lines that happen right there. Necklace is in good form. This line matches with the cleavage, which I like. It's kind of a straight linear line. That looks pretty good. I would worry about the crop here. Either go a little bit higher or a little bit lower. Never crop on the joint or that's just my personal thing. Like, I don't know. I just don't like it there. It makes it look like there's a bald spot. All right, so you're getting creative with lighting here, which I love. So I like that she's looking away. She's not looking at the camera. I would crop this in a little bit more to hide her hands right here because I can barely see it. It's just two little things. So crop it into maybe here. And I love this, and I love the lighting. What I would recommend is dodging and burning on this image. And if you don't know what that is, dodging is making areas brighter, burning is making areas darker. You can use a brush in Lightroom to do so. But basically, dodging this, making these a little bit brighter, these little spots, and then burning these little dark spots right in here. I have some tutorials on my channel for that. But that way you can force my eye to see what you need to see. Overall, I like that you're playing with lighting. I love that you're shooting through something. It's freaking fantastic. Same as the last one. So this is the last one. This is a new one. What am I at? 6 minutes? Cool. I like this. More contrast, but the focus is it on her eye? I can't tell. I want that focus in that eye. If she's looking at me, I want some detail in her eye. You can actually dodge a little bit in here to pull that out. But I like this. Again, a little bit of contrast. This looks weird to me. I don't know if she's like this and it's kind of pushing it together, but it looks weird to me. You can crop it. I'm not 100% sure what I would do with that. Not the strongest image out of the port right now. And again, this crop right here makes it look like she's starting to bald up top. So I would either crop higher or crop lower. This crop is a little bit weird. It's too high up here. I still like that you're playing with lighting. What I think is happening is that the light source that you were using, it wasn't as powerful as you wanted it to be. So you up the shadows of everything else, which kind of causes this noise right here. I would actually remove that shadow. I would actually lower your shadow and then up your exposure a little bit and then play with these highlights. I don't like that she's looking at me, especially if the light's not on her eye. So if this light was on her eye, I would like that. And other than that, her expression's a little weird, but she could have been sassy with it and been like, looking up. Same as the last image, not the strongest, but you're also playing with lighting, which, this is experimental. And when you do it again the next time, you're going to learn and you're going to create a better image. And you're just going to be like, I should have done that in the first place. And that's ultimately what we want. Last image here, guys. Oh, man. Dude, I love this concept. The execution just wasn't quite there. So you're shooting up on her, and I don't know if, I'm assuming you shot this and cropped it in just the way it looks. I actually love that there's like boobage here happening because it's kind of, I'm going to use the words mountains. It's kind of like you're shooting over a mountain into something, right? But it needs to be a little bit lower to shoot up onto it. That way you get that depth of field. There's a little bit of that needs to come out. So we got to clean that up a little bit. I love this concept. I want you to try it again on the next model. The only other thing I'm noticing is that the necklace I know is long from previous pictures, but it's all bunched right here. So it looks like a choker. So just be careful. Again, when we lay our client down, we want to watch out for this. When we lay our client down, we want them to look up at us. So chin up. And what's going to happen is that it's going to stretch all this out, but it's also going to straighten their face. Because when we sit down, everything kind of goes down. So I have them almost even take their head off of the ground or the bed or pillow or whatever to kind of do that. So next time, focus on that. Focus on even doing a selfie yourself. If you lay on your bed, put your camera right up here, and then just kind of angle your head up and see what looks good to you in the selfie, and that'll kind of translate. It actually took me a while to realize that and figure that out. And then sometimes if it doesn't work for somebody, if somebody is heavier set right in here, you have to turn their head to the side. Or look to the side. Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. These look good. that's it. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Charles Moss, he's amazing. He's a really good dude, and he is. I don't want to say he's a beginner anymore. He's been shooting for a while, but he's progressing. He's starting to come out of his comfort zone, and I really like that. And Charles is one of those guys that is kind of down for anything and will help you with anything, and he's a really, really good dude. So I appreciate him asking me to do this. Guys, if you need your stuff critiqued and you like the way I do it, please let me know. I'm a huge fan of critiquing images. Try to send me no more than 10. And then I love doing websites as well, going through your website and telling you what's wrong with it, because that's our first line of business. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know below. My info's in the description. Have a great day.